Aries, hello, hello, my loves. Welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. I hope that y'all are doing well. Aries, y'all got the mountain and agape, the shapeshifter, the threshold, the mystic, and the kiss. Well, Aries, I just feel like this journey of self, right? I mean, Aries is the eye. We are in Aries season. Happy B-Day. Aries, I think that while you're doing the work to uncover your value, while you're discovering all that there is within you, you're coming forward with just like a sense of alignment that I feel like you haven't had, because as much as I love my Aries, and I fucking love Aries, sometimes y'all can be a little chaotic, right? And you're like, oh, what's happening? What are you doing right now? Like everything is just like, ah. And, our best qualities, shadow side, worst qualities. It's the quality itself isn't bad. The fact that you have all the drive, the fact that you have all of the ambition, the fact that you have all of this, like, go, I'm going to figure it out as I go, because I don't have time to sit around and argue with somebody that isn't even a part of my life. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to trust myself. I'm going to go in the directions that I need to go, and I'm going to do it because I'm aware of the value that I have. But, right? So I'm going to show up as somebody who's aware of the value that I have, and I'm going to not bow down to a bunch of bitches or, keep quiet to like protect people's feelings who don't give a fuck about my feelings. You know what I mean? Like, ew, excuse you, But Aries, you're showing up differently for yourself, and because you're showing up differently for yourself, you're crossing over. I always associate the threshold to me as always like Chronicles of Narnia, like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I love C.S. Lewis, and I know I always reference like his children's books. Well, The Great Divorce isn't a children's book, but he has a lot of amazing books, like anthologies, but like my favorite is the sci-fi trilogy that he has. The last one is probably like the like fuck with your mind the most, but like the other two are good. Just sharing. I feel like you're crossing over, right? You're crossing over as apologetics. Sorry, whatever. I'm channeling right now. Back off. Anyways, sorry. I feel like you're crossing over. You're crossing over, and you're crossing over into just like that awareness, because when you know yourself, it's so much easier to trust yourself. When you are like solid on the value that you contain as a human being, like as an individual, moving intuitively through the world is so much more simple, because you don't have to like stop and question yourself. You're like, nah, like knocking them bitches with elbows, like, I hope that hurt, like kind of energy. And when you cross over, I feel like you're crossing over into a relationship that is actually aligned with you, that is actually like going in the directions that you're going, that is actually, I just feel like so tapped into you in ways that like never, not even once, like whoever you're dealing with. I just, I feel like you were dealing with them because you weren't fully comfortable in stepping in as yourself, who you are. I just feel like you were like, maybe I'm just gonna trust everybody else to like, I'm not at my best right now. You know what I mean? When you don't feel good, when you're like, I'm not right now, like, and I know that that doesn't mean anything to you, but trust me when I tell you this is not me in my normal state. You know what I mean? And I feel like because you haven't felt in your normal state, you haven't been acting on like with a trust within yourself. So you were trusting other people because you were like, well, I don't know, but I know I'm not in the place to be making decisions right now. So I'm going to trust. And when you trusted, You trusted people who didn't have a fucking clue what your value was, and they didn't have a fucking clue how to handle you, and they didn't have a fucking clue how to like show you respect or treat you well or good in any way, shape, or form. You know, like however that plays out for you, whether it's your family, your exes, your fucking your group of people that you were associated with, you like whatever, you know. I just feel like you're not. And you're not because you're aware of yourself. And because you're aware of yourself, then you can follow your intuition. And when you're following your intuition, you don't need to listen to those people who want to point you in the directions that your intuition tells you not to go in. You know, fuck out of here. Right? Because I know the directions that my intuition leads me in. And I know my intuition isn't motivated by some gross mentality or idea of something that isn't even real because it doesn't align with me in any way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? And I just kind of feel like once you know that, you know what you want, you know which way you want to go, you know why you want to go that way, and anybody who has anything to say about it can truly just fuck off, right? I just feel like Jesus H Christ. 2 fucking years I've had this channel. 2 years. You guys, I've had people who just have been on some shit for a long fucking time. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, maybe you guys have some people who you've dealt with that have just been on some shit for a long fucking time. You know? And it's like, I don't know how many different ways to say, leave me alone. I don't like this. This makes me uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Let me try one last time. Fuck off. Don't worry, I won't concern myself with that ever again. The Emperor, the Knight of Cups, the King of Wands, the Hermit, the Page of Cups, because you've made your decision. Emperor is Aries energy, right? You're coming through, you're making the decisions, you are in a state of action. And I feel like whatever it is that you are not fucking with anymore, it's something that left you feeling just like you were stuck. And I feel like kept you focused in a way that like left you feeling so isolated. And that's such an abusive thing to do to people. Like, I don't think you understand what I see when I look at you. You're not happy with somebody. Like, legitimately, genuinely, sincerely, in the core of who you are. Not. Absolutely not. Aries, absolutely not. You know? And I'm just so proud of you right now. You know, like so fucking proud of you because if you started to trust yourself again instead of trusting other people who didn't know what they were doing, like you, the momentum that you gain because your attention isn't focused on some bullshit. Aries, the destroyer. Yeah, I do kind of feel like some of y'all are just destroying some relationships. I don't know. I don't know what those relationships are. I don't know how they'll play out for you because I'm sure that these could play out in so many different ways, you know, whether it's exes or family or just people who have somehow gotten us mixed up in their shit. You know what I mean? Like, Aries. I would not not want to be on your bad side right now. Nope, 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 sure wouldn't. Aries, if this does resonate with you, please do give me a like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for spending some time with me and sharing your energy with me, even though y'all are fired up. Oh, I'm here for it. I love fire energy. I feel like I can breathe in it, you know? Um, it's expansive. Aries, I feel like you feel expansive in this fire energy. You're like, yes, I can stretch out again. Oh, it feels so good, you know? I'm here for it, Aries. I love y'all so fucking much. Thank you again for being here and sharing your energy with me, and I will see y'all again soon. Bye.